And Grumgur's Tavern is open again for another session of the endeavors of the party. Last session, the group found themselves under the manhole cover behind the temple where Traston was. While underneath that, they discovered Traston and Leo on the outside, making their way out the back, trying to make an escape as the guards were closing in on the temple itself. Traston and Leo managed to make their way down into the sewers as the guards managed to spot them, and Neptune cast his spell of darkness to kind of disorient them as the group got away and headed back to the Thieves Guild. Making their way back down there, they decided to come up with a plan, possibly to trap the guards if need be, as they went to storm the mansion, following Lee to the underground passage that leads up underneath there. Making their way through that, they decided to make their way to the mansion itself, where they encountered two of the larger guards, kind of keeping tabs on anybody coming in and out of that tunnel. Only knowing it is a dead end themselves, they encountered the party as they attempted to break into the mansion itself. The party managing to fell the guards without much issue, make their way up the the spiral staircase there behind the iron gate where the guards used to come down, finding their way into a study. Examining the study, they find some documents related to the Fourth, but nothing directly tying anything to the cult itself. Hearing some footsteps on the outside of the door there, Neptune listens in, and after the last couple steps of the what they can only assume are guards patrolling the area, Anna decides to bust down the door and make her way into battle to fight the guards that are kind of rotating through the area. After felling the 6 guards that were doing their rounds, they examined the bodies down there, and Traston found a schedule of sorts of the guards' rounds, what they are to investigate and what they're not supposed to go into. They decided to kind of take the bodies and go hide them in the study, since on the itinerary it said that the guards are not to enter that room by any means. Neptune, using his destroy water spell, trying to clean up as much of the blood as he can as quick as he can, the party decides to kind of chill and rest in the study area for the time being. So, and that's where we'll pick up. What would you guys like to do?
We've already searched the study, correct?
I believe a few of you did.
Okay. Anna's just gonna kind of look around, see if there are any papers that have any of the symbols of the cults on them, and looking specifically for anything that can tie this area to the cult.
So you've got a bunch of bookshelves kind of lining the walls. You remember where the hidden passageway was with that one bookshelf, and then there's a kind of desk. Is there any specific area you want to investigate?
I guess whatever room that she's currently in. If they haven't went through the passageway yet, then that'll be the next spot that she starts to search.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Okay. Oof. That's a 4.
Okay. So kind of rifling around through the different books, different documents. Nothing that you see immediately comes out as cultish activity. Most of them seem to be basic notes around like what Sidolphus has done, what his plans are, but nothing explicitly stating the human trafficking portion. Mostly just around his day-to-day activities, which doesn't seem very unusual for a leader of the city.
Okay, she's gonna move over into the next room and see if she can find anything looking in the same vein in there. Just looking for anything cultish.
Which next room?
So they're in the study, right? And to get to the study, they had to go through that secret passage, right?
Yes.
So before that was just what, a hallway or?
So it was just a spiral staircase leading down into the tunnel.
Gotcha. Okay, never mind then.
What
I
other areas?
misunderstood.
What other doors? Is there any other doors that lead anywhere else around here?
So as you guys were in the hallway fighting the guards, you saw a couple doors on the far end straight ahead, down the long tunnel, or not tunnel, but hallway. You saw 2 doors on the right hand side, kind of in the center of the courtyard, so to speak. And then there's, based off the map that you guys found earlier, you know where the guest rooms are. You know where basically the royal chamber, so to speak, is. And then there's another room off to your right, which doesn't seem to be marked specifically.
Okay. I want to go over to the room that's on the right, the one that's not marked. And I want to see... First I want to listen up to it to make sure there's nobody in there if I hear any noises.
Okay. So are you checking anything on the outside before you make your way out?
I'll probably take a quick glance around, but nothing too thorough. Probably just quick glance to see if there's anything else of value or anything that would stand out to me.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me a perception check for that.
Okay.
And is Anna doing anything else while she's there?
It's a 3, by the way.
Okay. Looking around, you don't see much of anything other than just the door itself. Doesn't seem to be anybody else around from words from where you guys combated the guards right there.
Okay. Do I hear anything when I get close to the door?
You don't really hear much of anything in the room. Seems to be pretty stale. No rifling around, no like armor or anything kind of moving around.
Okay. If that was the case, he'd probably open the door very slightly and look in to see if he notices anything, or if there's anything that stands out to him inside that room.
Looking in, it's very dark. You
Perfect.
can't really make out many details at all.
Are there any torches on the wall?
There are not from your initial look from the doorway.
Okay. I'd probably... Let me see. I think I have a torch in my bag. Yes, I have a torch in my bag. I'm gonna light a torch
Okay.
and take a further look into that room.
Okay. So, as you light your torch and make your way into that room, kind of investigating a little bit more in depth, it seems to be kind of a storeroom of sorts. You see a lot of cardboard boxes, not cardboard, wooden boxes, and just miscellaneous like items just kind of scattered. Looks to be kind of like a kitchen storeroom.
Okay. I'll probably take a look inside those boxes, kind of thoroughly investigate to see if there's any rations or anything that we could take with us. If there's anything that we could store away for food for either John or for the rest of the group.
Okay. And do you still have the cloak of the 9 on you? Or did you?
Yes. Yeah, it hasn't been removed
Okay.
yet. At this point, Elwood's kind of just forgotten it's there.
Okay, so as you start to rifle through the boxes, you hear the door slam shut.
look behind me.
Looking behind you, you don't see anything there.
Okay.
You're in a dark
Continue.
room, looking at crates.
Continue rifling through the boxes.
Okay, give me an investigation for that.
Investigation.
And while you're at it, go ahead and just give me a general perception check.
Okay. Investigation 10, perception 19.
Okay. So as you're kind of digging through the box here, you could have sworn you felt somebody put their hand on your shoulder and have a knife up to your neck, but you don't see anything.
Okay.
Now, Jacob, is there anything you want to do in this situation?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay. He'll probably just brush it off.
Okay.
Actually, Elred's being cautious and being in those situations plenty times before, he'd probably go to the door to try to make his group aware that something's different about this room.
I'm gonna put the knife tighter to his neck now.
Okay. You start to feel that overwhelming presence just kind of close tighter and tighter around your neck.
Instinctively, he's going to try to reach up for whatever's at his neck, try to pull it away.
Okay. So, Jacob, what are you doing in that instance?
I'm gonna tell him, don't move, or I'll slit your throat.
Completely ignores it. He's already instinctively moved his hand up to grab whatever's at his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna resist him trying to grab it.
Okay, so Jacob, dexterity check, Elred, strength check.
Okay. That is a 21.
22.
Oof. So as you go to grab the hand, you can't really see where it is, but you feel like you kind of grasped a little bit of his body there as he just kind of narrowly pulls it away. Like you kind of felt it graze across his hand as you go to grab it, but that knife is definitely at the edge of your neck now.
Okay.
I don't know the name of the 9, right?
You do not, you just know the symbol.
So at this point, Elred's going to get angry, so he's probably going to rage and try to
Okay.
break free.
Okay. Let's see. How are you going to break free?
Probably just try to... does he feel him on his back, or is just the knife around his neck?
By this point, you can kind of feel him just kind of got a good grab around you.
So he'd probably grab with both hands, try to pull him away, and then try to flip him over him.
Okay.
Probably grip so tightly, try to break whatever's at his throat away. So just try to basically break the hand or break whatever's around his neck.
Okay. Athletics versus acrobatics.
Okay.
Athletics for Elred, acrobatics for Jacob.
Okay.
And Anna, are you doing anything else as well?
Anna didn't get a chance to say that she was gonna follow Elred because you started talking. So she's kind of just looking around.
So you did see Elred walk out the door, and you did see where he went. You heard the door slam. You're not sure whether Elred slammed it himself or if somebody else.
If she heard the door slam, then she's gonna immediately head to that door and try to get it open.
Okay.
I rolled 27, by the way.
27.
Good lord.
Okay.
Good X.
With that, so athletics.
Yep.
For me. Okay. So 24. Then what with the? What does rage do for strength? Is there anything?
It does. I believe it gives you +3 to strength checks, but let me make sure.
Gives you advantage. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage.
Oh, well, that's for strength. That's not for athletics.
For funsies, roll it with advantage.
Okay. Nope, not deception. Okay. So that is going to be... it's not even that much. It's like 23.
Okay. So the second time going in, you managed to get a hold of both of his hands around the forearm area, and you kind of launch him forward, but you hear him kind of bounce off one of the boxes and kind of, you can only assume, does a flip to land on the boxes directly behind you and above you.
Okay. Instinctively pull out my sword, try to swing in whatever direction I can feel him.
Okay. And by this point, Anna, the door has swung open. Elred, you see Anna standing in the doorway, and Jacob just kind of looking over you. You see another individual standing there.
Okay. I'll cast silence.
Okay. That is, I believe, a 30-foot area?
20 foot.
20 foot. So yeah, that would encompass the current area everybody is standing in. So, as Elred and Anna, you feel just this overwhelming, presence around your throat to where you try to speak and nothing is coming out.
So under Firebolt, it says components are V, S. Does that mean that it's voice
verbal.
and?
It is a verbal component, and you cannot cast it.
Okay.
But
Anna's gonna pick up her shotgun and aim it right at the dude.
the dude is invisible, so you don't even know where he's at.
Why did I not hear that part? Okay. Then she's just gonna kind of look around and try to figure out why she can't hear anything.
Okay, go ahead and, for this, we'll go ahead and say Arcana, just because you're looking specifically to figure out why you can't speak.
Okay, that's a 15.
Okay. Judging off of the situation, you can only assume that a spell of silence has been cast in the immediate vicinity, causing you not to be able to speak.
She's gonna start looking around, trying to see who cast it.
So give me a perception check, and Elred was taking out his sword to give it the good old college try of swinging at the unseen, correct?
You said
Yeah.
perception?
Yes, perception.
That's
Probably.
a 20.
Probably during this, he's probably going to pop his echo out to just give him that extra bandwidth inside the room in case he sees anything.
Okay.
And have a sword out and ready, and basically trying to swing it. And just whatever direction he can sense. If he can sense anything.
Okay, so the last thing you heard was it on the box behind you and above you. So he's probably 10 or so feet above you.
So probably swing it in an arc so it reaches above and towards that direction as well.
Roll an attack with disadvantage because of the height difference.
Okay.
And Jacob, are you doing anything specific after casting silence?
Yeah, I want to move away from the box towards the door.
Okay.
27.
Is Anna still standing in front of the door? Because I never said she moved out of the doorway.
Yes, you are still standing there.
Okay.
Okay, so 27, you said?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, my perception check was a 20.
Okay. So as you go to swing, you manage to hit the box. Go ahead and roll damage. We'll have it just because of where you managed to nick him at.
Okay. Oops, that is not what I wanted to roll. Oops. Okay, that's going to be 22, so halved 11 damage.
Okay, so go ahead and take 11 slashing damage. I know some of that's elemental, but
It's
that
fine.
doesn't matter. as you feel this cut kind of hit you in the lower shin. Doesn't seem to be too deep, but you can tell he definitely kind of nicked you with that last one. You managed to make your way, kind of jumping on the boxes as quietly as you can towards the door. Anna, you hear footsteps kind of making their way towards you. You can't really judge the distance, but you know something's coming at you.
She's gonna take out her greatsword.
She couldn't hear them, though.
She could hear you as you made your way towards the door.
Not in silence.
Silence.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That silences noises, so no. You can't hear anything, so
Did that perception check do anything?
it doesn't get past the silence piece. And since he can't be seen, the only way that you could sense him is by touch.
So,
Alright, well, she's standing firmly in the middle of the doorway, so he's not getting past her.
so question real
With her
quick.
sword out.
So question real quick. So since I nicked him, does Anna notice the blood?
Does Anna notice the blood? She should.
He doesn't seem to be bleeding immensely. It seems to be a light cut, similar like what you would get from like a...
Right, but she's a vampire hunter, so she's trained to look for blood specifically.
Right, but he's not like dripping blood. It's not a super deep cut, so he's not like gushing blood out. It was just like the tip of the sword barely made it through the little bit of armor he had around his legs. Kind of like when your dog scratches you, it doesn't bleed profusely. It's just a slight skin wound.
Does Elward notice the resistance he gets from the tip of the sword hitting something?
You do feel that little bit of resistance, like you made some kind of contact, but you also hit the box as well, so it's
So-
hard to determine whether or not it's the box or the person.
Okay. So if Elward, I'm gonna leave this up to your discretion, but if Elward felt any kind of resistance on this sword before he made contact with the box, he probably would keep trying to swing in that direction just because he's raging. So he'd be frustrated and trying to break anything in his path. If he felt any kind of resistance or anything that felt fleeting, he would probably go in that direction, swing more. That's if he felt that resistance, or if he's able to.
I was gonna say by the direction of the box and where you're standing, you would have made contacts with the box first, and then made contact with him.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I mean, you could probably tell that you made a little bit of contact after you kind of sliced through the top of the box, but if you wanted to keep attacking in that direction, that's perfectly fine.
He probably wouldn't stop just because he's raging.
Yeah.
But that's just the thought process behind him being enraged. So he probably keeps swinging. If we're going based on that.
Yeah, that's fine. You can continue attacking forward as you can't really hear anything. You don't hear any, like, screams of pain where you may have made contact. You don't hear movement or anything along those lines. You just continue attacking forward until you think you got him.
How many attacks do you want me to roll, and are they with disadvantage?
Trying to work out the logistics of where you're standing, where he is, and the...
That's fine. I was just making sure you heard me.
Yeah, I would say you wouldn't need to necessarily roll an attack because you're not sure where he is, but if you're just going to keep heading straight, eventually you're going to hit the wall and then make your way down the one side or the other side.
Okay.
So, Jacob, you see Anna at the doorway just kind of taking her stance and making sure nobody can get out.
Mm-hmm. Can minor illusion create an illusion of a person?
It can create an illusion of anything.
Do you have to speak to cast it?
Let's see.
No.
Because if
Does
you
that
do,
do
then
that?
you won't be able to cast it because of silence.
Minor illusion is
Somatic and material.
he just has to make hand motions.
So I want to go ahead and make an illusion of myself
Okay.
on the other side of Anna, a little bit further away, so it makes it look like she has to move to get him.
Okay, so you got a 30-foot range. You're probably about 10 feet away, so the furthest you can make it is 20 feet outside the door.
Yeah, I want to make it. How is this room wide, or
The room you're in or the room outside?
the room I'm in right now, where Anna's standing in front of it?
It seems to be probably about a 50 by 50 square.
I want to make it. How far between me and Anna is the door? Like, how many?
She's standing in the doorway, so she's about 10 feet from you, which is where the door would be. And then 20 feet behind her is the furthest you can make it.
Okay. On the other side of Anna, I want to put myself over there with the minor illusion.
Okay. Anna, give me a perception check.
If he's behind her, then she wouldn't see it.
Well, that's the thing, is if you do see it.
It's a 19.
So turning around, you do see a very... Actually, Jacob, go ahead and describe what the illusion looks like.
Do you guys see Duffy in the back?
Okay.
Yes, he's running like a
Yes.
little demon.
Just ran away the moment he saw me. What are you doing?
Anna, what you see is a skinny-looking kid who's probably about 160 pounds. You can't see his face, his hands, or any of his skin other than around his eyes. They look really red. He stands about 5'11", just completely dressed in black.
She's still standing in the doorway, and she has no intention of moving out of the doorway. She's just gonna point her sword at him.
So, real quick, does Elward notice this illusion?
Um,
Because at this point, he's heading towards that direction, swinging his sword wildly. Does
I
he
would
notice
say with the layout that you're at, you're more towards the right-hand side. You're not necessarily in front of the doorway. And with the way that he could cast it, it's 20 feet out. You can't see directly out that doorway.
Okay.
So you can't necessarily see it from your current position.
Okay. So, he's still swinging. He's just moving forward, swinging.
You've destroyed a good bit of boxes. I mean, China's flying everywhere. Seems to be some potatoes and some bananas that are kind of been cut up as you're just mercilessly going through each and every box.
Man,
Well,
if silence wasn't cast, this would be loud.
He's multitasking. He's making dinner while he's trying to kill whatever was touching him.
Right.
Do I notice Anna wearing a cloak of the 9?
Anna, are you still wearing your cloak?
No.
She does not seem to be.
Okay. I'm gonna drop silence.
Okay. So, Anna, Elred, you feel that feeling around your throat just kind of dissipate as you're able to kind of speak now.
Alright, all you hear coming out of the sounds is, ah! And just swinging around.
Even muted, some of Elred's noises were transcending the plains as he's just screaming wildly.
You didn't hear it, but you felt it.
You could feel him screaming.
You could feel the breath off of his mouth. Just trying to murder everything and anything in his path.
Right. So, by this point, Anna, you see that individual behind you. Go ahead and give me, I believe it's a investigation check, real quick. And your spell save DC is...
Oof. That's a 3.
As far as you can tell, this looks to be the real deal.
That's fine. She's still not moving. She doesn't know who it is, and she's not in his range, so she's gonna stay back with her sword pointed at him.
Okay.
I'm gonna point
Anna.
my dagger to the back of Anna's neck.
Okay. Anna, you feel a very pointy object pointed right at the back of the base of your neck there. And it's starting to dig in a little bit.
As she feels that, she's gonna spin around and immediately try to grapple whatever is behind her.
And Leo.
Who?
Or not Leo. Jacob. I knew I was gonna do it. Knew I was gonna do it.
I'm gonna try to reverse her grapple and grab her. If that makes
That's a strength check.
Yeah, opposing strength checks.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna fail this one.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
sure are.
I've got a good strength mod.
Does
Well,
Elwood finally notice him? Is he visible now?
he is still invisible.
Okay.
But you
Yeah,
make
Anna,
it-
you got me. It's a 1.
Oh!
Bitch, mine was a nat 20.
Natural 1 versus natural 20. Okay, so
I told you you wasn't. I told you it wasn't gonna work.
Elred, you see Anna spin around with this weird quickness and go for what would be the legs of an individual as she picks him up, or what you can assume picks him up, and what you would normally see at WWE just throws him back
Oh,
as she
did
lands.
the stone cold stunner.
All I'm saying is right now he's pissed. He knows that something had something to do with his neck and it felt sharp. If he sees anybody,
That's fine.
he's going for it with a sword.
Anna's about to pull out the rack attack.
I just gotta chime in and say oof.
Oof. Big oof. So let's
So-
see.
So as soon as Anna feels that she's got him, she's gonna try to use her body weight to slam him into the wall.
Give me one moment.
Do we hear all this
No,
ruckusing
silence.
in
No,
the other
he
room?
dropped silence.
No, he dropped it.
Yeah, he dropped silence.
Oh, well then you should.
So, Neptune, just give me a perception check to see if the sounds actually go through the walls.
Wait.
Jacob, take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as your neck is just smacked up against the ground.
No, her body weight, she's using her weight to slam him into the wall.
Yes, as it makes contact with the hard surface, he takes 8 points of bludgeoning.
That's it?
Yes,
For the
16,
stone cold
Daryl.
stunner?
yes. 16. You do hear some noises coming from the other room. It seemed to have stopped for a little bit, but seems to have picked up rapidly in the last 30 seconds or so. As you just hear the screamings of Elred as boxes are being destroyed.
Duffy's gonna fall off the couch.
He's
And-
playing with his toy.
Elred is.
Can you move him
Well,
over a
I'm
little so
used
the
to
fans can see
Elred
him?
throwing a tantrum once in a while, so I guess I'll go check it out. So I walk out of the room and see what's going on.
Okay. So, as you make your way over there, you see Anna pinning this, what looks like object, up against the wall as it comes into view where you see the same thing that you see in the hallway grappled by Anna as it disappears real quick as the hood kind of slides back over his head.
Okay, so
Albert, do you see that as well while you're angry, destroying boxes?
So I
to
see
make
him-
this
You see it for a split second as his body is getting thrown up against the wall. You see the hood kind of fall back, and then as he makes his way forward, the hood comes back over his head and he disappears.
I was just gonna say,
that's cool.
Anna, move, and then just the sword coming straight where he saw him.
Anna still has a hold on him.
Can I shadow step away?
Hmm. That's a tough one.
technically, I think it's possible.
Well, you're a
you're
dim
grappled?
light.
I don't
Yeah.
think you can.
I don't
It doesn't
know.
say
It's-
anything about it being restrained. You're just not restrained anymore.
It's weird.
I know you can misty step out of a grapple.
I would say just to progress this a little bit quicker, I would say no.
Okay.
Just because you're currently being grappled, there's not much you can do in the situation.
But it's flavorful.
Yeah,
I
you know,
know.
you stuck a knife up to the back of my neck, son. You ain't going nowhere.
Well, I was gonna say before Elred got all pissy.
Good luck with that.
I was gonna
He's
go up
always
to
angry.
him and find the vital spot and do stunning strike. Basically, try to knock him out cold.
Let's see. So,
Wait, you're attacking him or me?
not you,
Him.
not you.
Okay.
So,
Hey.
I will let you guys have a quick little interaction. Elred, you see Neptune making his way into the doorway. You're making your way towards this half-invisible individual. Is there anything you guys want to speak of before Elred goes ham and tries to cut the head of the man?
I would say, hold on, Elred. Calm down for a minute.
You ain't
Oh,
calming
no.
down. You've only added fuel to the fire. Being a waterman, you did not do a good job of quelling the fire.
You really didn't.
Has it ever worked to tell an angry person to calm down? No.
So,
All right.
Neptune
well,
Do not
I
is-
tell
guess
an angry
the-
woman to calm down.
with knowing he's angry, and I don't want him to decapitate because we could get information from this person most likely.
okay.
I'll shadow step behind Elred and freaking stunning strike him to put him on the ground. Hopefully.
Before you do that, I will say you are closer and you do move faster.
Okay. I would try to stunning strike the other guy to make him stop struggling.
Okay. Roll an
He's your
attack.
target.
We'll see if it hits. Roll with
Okay.
advantage because he's grappled.
All right.
Jacob, is there anything you want to say as your
I
last
critted.
words?
Does that matter? I crit.
I'm gonna say don't roll
Without
damage
advantage.
because. You know what? Roll damage. We'll see.
Oh no.
We'll see what happens.
Roll damage.
And that's with whisper, or do you just punching him?
I just punching him.
Okay, that's not as
I'm
bad.
not gonna use sneak attack. Oh, that's double fours.
Okay, so
Unarmed strike. That'd be 12.
12 points of bludgeoning damage to the face. He's gonna
And
spend a
then he
key
has to
point to
do-
make you make a con save.
Yep.
So go ahead with your con save, and we'll see what happens.
18.
18
Oh my
succeeds.
Yeah.
As you punch him, he definitely looks to be in a little bit of pain as he's starting to seemingly. You kind of see it on his mask a little bit. It starts to get a little darker in the one spot right underneath his nose. It's very subtle.
So
But
do I manage? Can I manage to get an extra attack to freaking put him down?
it depends. What does Jacob want to do in this situation?
He's not doing anything. He's just trying to resist Anna's grapple.
I will need.
I got you in the stone cold stunner. You ain't going nowhere.
I will need another.
That booty
I believe
is mine.
breaking grapple is a strength check. Let me see.
Bring the pain. Going nowhere.
Yeah, you can try to break out of it with a opposing strength check.
Okay.
Ooh, nuggets.
Nat 20, boy.
Uh-oh.
All right.
How close is Elred at this
I'm
point?
loving
considering
everything
he's been
Aw.
moving-
all of this.
He's been moving towards
Aw.
him this entire time.
It's a 10.
Okay. Anna trying to grasp this individual as tightly as
She's gonna yell as he starts to break out. Stop him!
he manages to break out. Where are you going?
What do I see?
So, you're still in the room with the boxes, but nobody seems to be blocking the doorway now.
That's because y'all dumb.
I'm gonna dart out into the outside the door.
Okay.
So, does Anna feel which direction he's going? Or can I make an assumption based on where she gets pushed or where she gets shoved?
As soon as he gets out of Anna's grip, she's gonna jump up and immediately try to chase him, while also yelling at whoever the last person to come into the room was that they're a fucking idiot for not blocking the doorway.
Well, he's still invisible, so you can't see him.
She's still running.
Give me perception checks, Alex. Perception, or actually, yours is eye for detail is not perception, I don't believe.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
perception
Should
and
be.
intelligence.
Okay. Do
So
that.
eye for detail just says that I can do a bonus action to get perceptions on hidden creatures or objects.
This is the best perception rolls I'll ever have in my life. 19 plus nothing.
26.
Sucks not being proficient with perception.
Sure
11.
does. Oof. Okay. So, the angry man's the only one who notices you as you're making your way out, and you hear the screaming as it's coming down this hallway. You can hear it echoing down the entire corridor.
Is Anna in front of the door? In front of the doorway?
My perception check was a 26. Did I not see anything?
Yeah, you heard him. Same thing as well as Elred screaming. He seems to be darting out the doorway, but nobody seems to be blocking it. As Neptune walked in a little bit to kind of punch him in the neck to try to incapacitate him a little bit.
So, if Anna's not in front of the doorway, Elred is, if he hears it, he's going to take his sword and he is going to lunge it like a fucking spear. As hard as he can.
Okay, Okay, give me an attack with disadvantage, but instead of adding your strength to the damage roll, add your dex mod.
Do I sense that sword coming towards me?
Hard to say.
You should see it. It's big.
25.
Okay. So, Jacob, acrobatics.
Am I getting hit by a missile, technically?
It's not technically a missile, but let me read deflect missile real quick.
I'd assume that only covers projectiles.
It says ranged weapon attack. It's technically an improvised ranged weapon. We'll see how acrobatics goes.
That's not an improvised ranged weapon.
Oh, it wasn't improvised.
Yeah, but that's not an
19.
improvised ranged weapon. Throwing a sword is not like throwing an actual spear. You're not going to be able to get it anywhere near close to what would actually make it considered a ranged attack.
Okay, well. So, I will allow the use of the deflect missile, because I know you're not going to block all the damage.
I got a 19 with the acrobatics, by the way.
I know.
Oh.
I know. And that's why I will allow you to use deflect missile just to mitigate some of the damage here.
Alright.
Am I rolling normal damage, or what am I rolling?
Rolling normal damage, but instead of adding strength mod, you add dex. So that plus number at the end, just change that
Yep.
to your dex mod.
Okay.
Alright, so it deflects 17 damage.
Okay.
So 24 points of damage.
You said 20 what?
24.
Okay. So subtracting
Aim
17
at
from
fire.
24. You take 7 fire. As the great sword just kind of catches you on the shoulder and kind of acts like a saw blade, as each serrated piece of the blade is just going directly through your shoulder until the hilt hits the back of your scapula there and falls to the ground.
Oof.
So, is there anything you would like to do in this situation?
Not great first impressions.
You can't blame me, Joe. You'll understand later. I'm gonna take my hood off.
Okay. As you see him kind of rifle around with what looks to be his one hand as he's pulling his hood off, you see a very similar individual as to the image that's kind of standing right next to him. Anything else?
Give me one. I gotta choose my words carefully.
Okay.
It's walking towards him, fee-fi-fo fumming.
I'm assuming Anna's not far behind. Right? Because she took off running before Elrid did.
Elrid didn't really even run. He just got to the doorway and launched a weapon of mass destruction.
He's gonna yell at Elrid, or the orc dude.
No work, dude.
Yes.
Call him
I
orc
thought he
and see
said
what
the pork
happens.
dude.
He didn't call you an orc.
Or orc. He's going to. He's.
Why do
I
you wear
thought-
that symbol? He says.
By this point,
Not
Anna and Neptune are outside the room as well.
He's not even hearing it.
Anna was out before Elrid was.
You guys are all standing outside. You see the individual with the masked individual without the invisibility on. He gestures at Elrid, asking him why he bears the symbol that he is wearing. Elrid doesn't seem to respond.
He probably would he probably would hear it and he probably would go, huh? And just have his fist up in the air, just getting ready to punch him as he's walking towards him.
Okay.
Does Anna hear what he says?
Yes, you all hear it. You're all pretty close.
Alright. Anna's gonna answer, how else are we supposed to move around them undetected to get close enough to kill them?
Jacob's gonna look confused at Anna because he doesn't understand that other people want to kill these people. He's like, why would you want to kill them?
Because they're war criminals who have done nothing but kill innocent people.
Conversation better be happening quick, or it's still walking towards.
I only tried to kill that man because he had the symbol on him.
See, Elrid, you can't kill him. He wanted to kill you for the same reason you wanted to kill everybody that wore that cloak.
Just rips the cloak off. I'm gonna stuff it down his throat and just walk towards him with it.
Anna's gonna run up and get in between Elrid and the new guy.
Okay. Roll for incontinence.
Did you just tell Elrid to roll for incompetence?
No, incontinence. We're gonna see if Jacob shits himself with the angry cloak being shoved down his throat. Attempting to be shoved down his throat. Okay, so
he's rage.
as Elrid's walking up, this balled up piece of clothing shoved in his hand as he's getting ready to forcibly open this man's mouth, as Anna steps in between the two to alleviate the tension between the two.
Much like Jacob's ass.
That sweet, sweet ass. That sweet, sweet ass. Anna's gonna look at Jacob. Obviously, she doesn't know his name's Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna say, do you believe that we're not a part of this group? If so, we'd very much like to not kill you.
I do.
And then she's gonna look. Sorry.
Jacob's actually lying. He doesn't really trust them, but he doesn't know for sure.
Anna's gonna look over at Elred and say, knock it off. There's been enough innocent people killed.
He had a dagger up to my throat. Least I can do is shove this cloak down his throat.
And Anna's gonna say, he had a knife up to the back of my neck and I'm letting him go.
Much too forgiving.
She's gonna turn around and ask Jacob why he's after them.
It doesn't matter. But I want them all dead.
See, that's where you're wrong. The why does matter.
Jacob starts to lift up his mask to show them,
Okay.
but he doesn't lift it up fully. And he'll say, this is why.
And describe what you see. Or what they see.
so as he's lifting up his mask, you can see that his skin is completely covered in burn scars. There's no normal skin left. It's just completely burnt.
He looks like a leather bag.
Yes.
Perfect. I can store my cloak in it.
Anna's gonna look at his face and say, and they did this to you?
When I was a boy, yes.
They killed Elred's family.
Just Elred right there in that moment stops in his tracks. Finally putting two and two together. Thinking about it. And just brings his hand down. Just drops the cloak on the ground.
Okay.
Just silent.
Okay.
Anna's gonna walk over to Elred and put her hand on his shoulder and say, I understand your anger,
Just gonna,
but maybe he can help.
he's still angry, so he's probably just gonna go and just walk off into a direction.
As Elred walks off, Anna's gonna turn back to Jacob and say, my name is Anna. What is your name?
You can call me Jacob.
Just hear Elred in the background. Leatherface.
She's gonna smile at Jacob and say, the big one's Elred. Don't mind him, he's got a temper.
Probably my fault anyway. I put a knife up to his neck.
Yeah, that reminds me. Don't ever put a knife up to the back of my neck again, or you won't live to see another sunrise.
Understood.
As the sun is rising in the corner.
She said don't do it again. She didn't say she was gonna kill him this time. Damn it.
So, Neptune, do you want any input here?
Nah, if everything's... I was gonna probably ask, did Elred feel better when he was destroying the boxes?
Did he follow Elred off into his corner that he's going to?
Well, I was gonna ask, would you like to destroy the boxes again? Because I can cast silence for you to destroy them in peace.
Then just look at him. No, I'm fine. Just walk over and grab his sword off the ground and put it back into his hilt.
He thought about it though.
He had to think about it.
Me angry, me smash.
Find a couple pots with a few rupees in them.
Ooh.
Ooh. How much are they worth?
Nothing.
1 gold coin.
1 copper.
1 copper.
So. You have met a new quote-unquote friend who is also seeking to destroy the cult, but doesn't seem to have as much information as you guys. Should you choose to, let him follow you around or possibly kill you, whatever floats your boat.
I guess, thinking about it, knowing what time it is, what's the rounds look like for the people coming through? Or did we make sure we got all of them?
So you guys kind of got lucky on that note, where the ones that you guys had killed had just started their shift, and you've got probably another 6 hours or so before the next ones come in.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if maybe Jacob took them out while he was on another side or something.
Anna's gonna look over at Jacob and say, "How old are you?"
I'm 17.
But I look 70.
You're nothing more than a child. When did this happen to your face?
Can't just ask what happened to his face.
It happened when I was 6.
Is his whole face burnt, or is it just like half?
Based off what he showed you, you can't really tell. But it definitely looks to be severe burns, like there were blisters that have finally kind of closed up.
Does he carry a coin with him that he likes to flip?
He knew where I was going with it.
I know where
What do
you're
you
going with it.
What do you see? Scary
No.
face.
The Batman's not here either. So,
Just. Never mind.
Anna's gonna tell Jacob, "Why don't you come along with us? It sounds like we have a similar mission, and that way we can keep an eye on you. Make sure you don't get yourself killed."
Jacob just nods his head and will start following Anna.
okay. So, you guys are currently in the corridor. Seems to be the main area of this mansion, while Elred's going off to pout in a corner. Neptune following him, asking if he would like to destroy boxes. Is there anything you guys want to check out or look into? You see a couple doors on your left. You see a pretty large immaculate door on your right based off of the hallway you're currently in. And then on the far end, you see a couple more doors that seem to be the guest slash... what's the home workers? I can't remember their names. Or the word for that. But...
Maids?
yes, that's the word.
The home workers.
The home workers. The maids, the cooks, the butlers, the...
He actually meant the stay-at-home moms who are holding it down.
So.
Anna's gonna walk up to the immaculate door
Mm-hmm.
and try to open it.
So, as you press your hands against the door does seem to open, revealing a very large, very long room with multiple pillars kind of lined every 30, 40 feet with a solid red carpet in the middle that leads up to looks to be a throne at the end of the room there. But nobody seems to be in the room.
Anna's gonna go in and investigate this room, specifically looking for any type of passageway that someone may use to get into that room, other than the way that they came in.
Okay. Anybody else do anything as Anna makes her way into the big giant room?
Elred finally starting to calm down. Probably would follow shortly after.
I am following as well.
Okay. You got about 45 minutes left on your invisibility cloak as well.
Okay.
Okay. And Neptune, anything?
Nothing particular, just scouting out.
Are you going in the same room or are you checking out other rooms?
I'll follow behind them, make sure that they don't get ambushed in some way or form.
Okay. Those of you who are investigating the room, tell me what you're investigating and give me an investigation check. Anna, go ahead and roll.
So, does Elred cross paths with Jacob as he's walking to the room.
Does he, Jacob?
Sure.
Investigation's a 12.
Okay.
As Elred's walking up to the room, if Jacob's going there, or he's to his side, he's just gonna take his hand, shove him to the side, and just walk in the room.
I'm gonna try to trip him while he shoves me.
This is just like you two in real life.
Dex for strength. Elvard strength. Jacob Dex.
Oh, nat 20.
Uh-oh.
Aw, I had a 19.
You were so excited.
As Jacob and Elred attempt to enter the room, Elred kind of places his hand on Jacob's shoulder. Seems to be non-threatening at first, and then
Just like it's
the immediate yeet as he is shoved 10 feet across the floor. Jacob trying to trip him as he realizes what Elred's doing, just narrowly misses his ankle as he is just vaulted across the room there. Seems to stay on his feet, though. So,
Jacob just gives him a dirty look with his eyes.
doesn't even look at him. Just keeps going to the room.
you feel a pair of squinty eyes on you, but you continue forward. Okay.
Just keeps walking.
So basically, what I saw happen was kind of what happened when Eldred threw me to a wall and then got mad because I didn't explode against it.
They just have a
Correct.
Introduction to the party.
You're not really a member of the party if Elred hasn't either had a werechild throw a ball at your face and almost murder you or shove you into some type of wall.
It's fine.
Leo, who hasn't had any of that, confused.
Just wait.
Jacob.
You'll see.
Over on another continent. Leo?
Leo's really confused right now why he's getting thrown into the wall.
He can feel it
So-
from there.
So, Anna with the 12 investigation. This room seems to be pretty typical of a royal chamber of sorts, similar to what you've seen in Crisana, with the large pillars and the one throne at the end, seemingly depicting that there is only a single leader and there is no, in this instance where you see a female presence because you know Sidolphus is a man. But nothing really sticks out, seems to be pretty basic.
Anna's gonna look over at the rest of the party and say, well, obviously this is at least a room that Soldofus uses. We need to try and see if we can't find him.
Do I recognize that name?
Give me an intelligence check.
15.
You do recognize it since your home city is pretty nearby. You do know him as the leader of the city, as he was still in power when your village was burnt to the ground and your face burnt to a crisp. You do
This
not know
man-
why they're after him, but you do know that he is the leader.
Is this a man part of that symbol?
Yes.
Yeah. What is it?
The symbol or the man?
The symbol.
Man.
It's the symbol of the cult that he leads. And then Anna's gonna kind of go into detail and explain the 2, the 4, the 7, the 9, and give him a brief run through of what they've encountered and what they've been trying to do recently, just to get him caught up to speed. But she's gonna be careful to leave John out and to not mention Leo or Primulus.
Okay. How much of that stuff do you remember from previous sessions?
Who, me?
No.
Okay, good. I was like, I phrased it that way for a reason, sir.
Because I'll explain the stuff that you don't remember. If it's all of it, then that's fine.
Me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah, I remember everything.
Couldn't be. Then who?
Everything but John, as he has been omitted, as well as Leo and Pramalis, as they've disappeared into the ether.
Technically, Jacob doesn't even know anything about Traston either.
Well,
She's not gonna leave Traston out because Traston is an adult. She's specifically leaving the kids out because the kids are a weak link.
Yeah, I
basic-
was just meaning more of that Traston's in the other room, and he's not with us.
well, Traston's following behind you
Oh, he
guys,
is?
keeping
Okay.
a
I
pretty
didn't
safe
know.
distance.
No,
as
she's
there's
she's
an
not
unusual
super
member.
She's not super concerned about Traston, like I said, because Traston's an adult. It's more like she wants to make sure that the kids aren't brought up because if something, like, she doesn't know him, so if something were to happen and he were to decide to turn against you guys or us, then that would be the first logical step, is go after the weakest of the party. And John, he, we don't know John's full strength. We don't know how well John could actually take care of himself when he's faced with someone that's not like a vampire. And Primalis has been attacked, so she's basically catatonic at this point.
Okay.
So after she gets through explaining that, she's gonna look at him and be like, now do you understand why we want to kill these people?
I do.
As long as we have the same goals, then we mean you no harm.
Yes.
Jacob just nods his head.
Just hear Elwood in the corner. That's all you hear. Just okay.
Anna's gonna turn around and shoot Elred a really nasty look.
He's used to it. He doesn't care.
He is used to it, I swear. If we go back through every single time we've played, like, that could be a drinking game. Anna gives Elred a really shitty look. She said it! Take a shot! We don't encourage drinking.
So, all of you were kind of stationed within the royal chamber. Nothing seemingly out of place. Seems to be pretty clean, pretty immaculate. No weird scents or anything coming from this area or presence that you can notice immediately. So, what do you guys want to do?
With Traston not being here currently, or at least not in the session,
Yes.
is this character still here?
Yes, he is following closely behind, just kind of not saying much, just kind of staring at the man dressed in all black, covering his entire body. Just kind of tilting his head every now and then, and
Does Elwood remember the gem that he saw when he poked his head out of the sewer grate?
you do remember it. Whether or not Traston's willing to give that up or not, that's a different story.
Let's probably wait till he's here. Okay.
Probably for the best, yes.
Okay. Elwood will conveniently forget about it for now.
Okay. So,
Okay. So we're still in this room currently? Or we left the room?
you're still in the royal chamber. Lots of pillars. The throne at the end of the room seems to have the stained glass windows in the back behind the throne there, but
Elwood's gonna walk up to the throne and look around to see if there's anything that would catch his eye in terms of the 9, or if there's anything of value that he could take.
okay, go ahead and just give me an investigation check.
22.
Okay. So, looking up and down the throne, trying to find anything of worth or relating to the 9. On the back side of the throne, you see the symbol of the 4th carved in to the stone, almost chipped away with a chisel, making a perfect circle with the number Roman numeral of 4 in the middle of it. Yeah, tongue-tied. As well as underneath the chair, you find a golden goblet with encrusted gems around the top. Seems to be pretty valuable.
Takes that, pockets that, puts it in his bag. When he sees the symbol of the 4, or the 4th,
Yes.
he's going to get a little angry just knowing what it's from, and just say, "Anna, come here."
Does Anna hear this?
Yes, you do hear him. You guys are still in the same room, and since it's empty, the voice kind of carries a little bit further than it normally would.
This room has great acoustics.
It sure does.
Alright, as soon as she hears that, she's gonna immediately start walking over there.
Okay. Neptune and Jacob, you also hear that as well. Traston just kind of poking around, looking to see if there's anything else in the back there.
Jacob will walk over as well.
Okay.
As Anna walks up, he's gonna start explaining what he sees on the back of the chair. As Jacob walks over, he's just gonna stop briefly, look over, and just continue about explaining to Anna.
Okay. So, Leo, Anna, or not Leo, Jacob, Anna, you, I knew it was going to happen. You see...
Jacob, Anna, Leo, huh?
You see the symbol of the 4th carved into the back of this throne.
Well, we weren't sure before, we are now.
Looks like this whole kingdom might be corrupted with the groups that are here. We may want to investigate further to see if there's anything else in here that we could find that may link them together.
That's probably not a bad idea.
So you said that the marking was etched into the chair, back of the chair? Like
Yep.
Was it fresh or was it something old?
It looks to be relatively old. Doesn't seem to be something that's been made within the last couple of months, probably the last couple of years.
Okay. Can you tell if it was crudely done or if it was something that was done professionally?
It looks to be very smooth. It doesn't seem to have any, like, blemishes at all.
Okay.
Almost magically carved in.
What we could do is we could try to set a trap in here.
I'm not good at the whole trapping thing.
I'm not great at it either, to be honest.
Looks over. Waterman, do you have any ideas?
We should probably investigate a little more, but we need more information on Dolphus's schedule or something along those lines to better trap him. We don't even know if he's here right now.
Sounds so eloquent now, Waterman.
Waterman is eloquent. Speaks in fluid emotions, if you get my drift.
I knew it was coming. So, with that, I was going to look around for any doors that might lead. So anything that might symbolize a armory of any sorts, or anything that would lead to some other quarters around this throne room or royal chamber.
Looking around, there doesn't seem to be any other immediate entrance or exit out of this room other than the one you guys came in.
I want to look around to see if there's any, actually, more specifically around the chair, if there's anything, any kind of trigger or secret or trying to think, like receded switch that is around there.
I will say you investigated the chair pretty well, but you didn't see anything along those lines on your first investigation.
Okay. So I want to look around the room more, see if there's anything that would signify that. Do we roll another investigation, or you want me to use the previous?
We'll use the previous. Is there something specific you're investigating? You see quite a few pillars kind of holding up the ceiling. They're probably about 100, 150 feet tall up to the ceiling. Seems to be a very tall room.
Yeah, Mom, not looking to be a Spider-Man and climb the room, but just around the bottom area where someone would more likely to place some sort of receded switch, or if there's anything like a torch that's attached to the wall, just check to see if there's any kind of secret switch around the room.
Looking around the room, you see a couple of torches that look to be weirdly out of place. The other ones are staggered about, 10, 15 feet apart. These ones seem to be staggered 5 feet. So you see one 10 foot, next 10 foot, 10 foot, and the next one's 5 foot, then 5 foot, then 10 foot again.
Okay, I'm gonna go towards the ones that are weirdly out of place, the 5-foot ones.
Okay.
And try to, very crudely in the Elrod manner, just pull.
Okay. Jacob and Anna, you see Elrid kind of make his way over to these torches on the wall. Looks to be angrily grasping them.
Firmly grasp it.
Firmly grasp. As
Grasp with intent.
he grabs it, he kind of tries to tug on it, but nothing seems to happen.
Angry tug.
Angry
Rage tug.
As you pull even a little bit harder, you start to feel the sconce coming out of the rock wall, and nothing seems to happen.
Angrier tug?
Even harder, the sconce finally comes out of the wall, and you've got a torch in your hand as the sconce kind of falls straight to the ground.
Just in torch in hand. I don't think this was a secret switch. Goes on to the next one. Same thing.
Okay, after a couple tugs, same thing. Tear the torch out, the sconce falls to the ground.
Oh, may as well check the ones 10 foot apart now. Next one.
Okay, so Anna and Jacob, give me Arcana checks.
Ooh. A 9.
9.
16.
Okay. Anna, you notice something a little bit different about the two torches that Elrid has forcibly removed from the wall. The flames don't seem to have that natural wisp and feel to them. They look to be more magical or magically created.
These torches don't seem to be actual fire.
As Elrod rips another one off the wall. Huh?
The torches, they don't seem to be actual fire.
Well, they didn't feel like they were traps, just...
Put your hand over it and look. It looks like it's an illusion.
What are you
Elrod
hiding?
reluctantly... Elrod reluctantly puts his hand over the fire.
Of which torch?
The one she's talking about.
Okay. As you kind of run your hand over it, your hand just kind of phases through it. There's no heat, there's no burn, it's just passing through.
See, I told you it wasn't real.
He looks over at the other torch in his hand. Same thing.
That one seems to hurt.
Oh no.
I didn't say all of them were fake.
Just... Yep, something definitely different. Throws that torch out to the side. But what does it mean?
Not quite sure, but it seems bizarre that they would have fake lighting, doesn't it? Anna's gonna investigate the room. She wants to look around where the fire where the torch with the illusionary fire was and see if there's any type of markings, anything that could signify some type of enchantment that maybe they just missed the first time. She wants to look really in depth.
Go ahead and give me investigation.
Okay.
And Jacob, are you doing anything?
I'm just gonna search to see if there's any symbols signifying like a secret door or anything like that.
That's a 16.
Go ahead and give me investigation as well.
Extra 14.
Okay. So Anna kind of looking around on the specific area where the torches were before Elrid forcibly removed them. You see a couple holes where the sconces were embedded into the concrete, but just kind of tracing your hand and just kind of knocking on the concrete, trying to see if there's a hollow point in between where the two torches were before, again, Elrid forcibly removed them. You do sense a little bit of hollowness. It doesn't seem to have that same resonance as it does 5 feet the other way. So it seems like there is some kind of passage back there. It's just a matter of how to get there is what you're unsure of. Jacob, kind of investigating the room, looking for any kind of symbols that may reveal kind of like a hidden area, so to speak. You don't see anything that immediately signifies a hidden spot, but on the two pillars that are right in front of the throne, you see two holes in them, about the same size as a torch.
Okay.
So Anna did find a passageway?
You can't necessarily access it, but knocking on the wall, you definitely hear that there's some kind of hollowness behind where the two torches were.
She's gonna start looking to see if she can try to figure out a way to open this wall.
Jacob's gonna go grab one of the torches if he can.
Okay. So,
You're gonna have to go get him from fucking what's his name's hands. Or did you throw them on the ground after you were done ripping them off the wall?
Ripping off the wall, dropped on the ground, on to the next one.
so there are 3 torches on the ground currently. Which
Any
ones
of
do
them?
you...
Want to fake fire.
Okay. So just kind of glancing over them real quick using the previous investigation check, you can tell that the two that seem to be magical don't seem to adjust when they're on the ground. Like the flame doesn't go up, it just continues in that straight horizontal parallel to the floor. So you managed to pick them up. You got them one at each hand, as Anna's just kind of scouring the room trying to figure out how the hell to open this door.
Did Anna communicate any of this to Elrid?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. As I discovered it, I imagine she would have said, "This sounds hollow. Please don't try to break the wall."
You're not speaking his language. So.
Oh,
it's-
you're right. She's not. Okay, hold on. How do you say this in grunt? Don't break wall.
Oh. Just, but in his head, he heard break wall. So
Fucking hate you.
he's gonna walk through the wall, and he's just gonna look at his hand, look at the wall. No. And then just look around if there's anything hard. Try to rip off like some sort of rock or brick or something, and just try to start smacking the wall with it.
You've got 2 sconces on the ground.
Takes a sconce or smacking the wall.
Okay.
Hard as he can.
At this time, as Elrid is pounding the wall with this sconce, Jacob, you've made it back to the 2 pillars in front of the throne where you see those 2 holes. What do you want to do?
I want to try to climb it.
The holes are about eye level.
Oh, are they? Okay. I thought they were up in the air.
He forgot to
Just
mention
tries
a key.
to scale the walls,
He forgot to
Spider-Man
mention a key
style.
detail. He's only 1 foot tall.
No. But
I'm
yes,
gonna
they're about eye level.
Okay. I'm gonna put the torches in the little holes.
Okay.
Makes the whole having the dagger up to my neck a much more impressive feat.
I was
It
on your
does.
back the whole time.
So, as you insert the first sconce, you hear a slight little click. But as you go to insert the second one into the other side, you hear another click. Elred still pounding away on this hollowed entrance as he starts to hear the thinking.
I just imagine.
He opened the passageway by banging the sconce on the wall set number of times.
He's just gonna take his hands and go, and he's just gonna say, "Look at Anna, I did it."
I just imagine Elred was like George of the Jungle banging on his chest, but instead it was on the wall. Like,
I like to think he looked the most ridiculous that he could have, just like
Yes.
just as hard as he could, and this notes the wall start coming up like he just like if you beat a computer and it starts working. That's the kind of feeling he has right now.
Exactly.
Ooh, we're IT professionals. That's actually how you fix a computer.
Right, you have to just keep hitting it and eventually it'll work.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
Especially the graphics card. You just have to bang on that thing for dear life.
We work in IT, we do not recommend doing that, but if you want to play a joke on somebody, do that.
If you want to get shot for breaking a $1,200 graphics card, do that.
I'll remember that's a good joke when I'm over at your place next time, Daryl.
I'll murder you. Shit,
So-
if something ever happens to you.
As the hidden passageway starts to ascend into the wall, it reveals a very dark, very gloomy passage lit by a torch every 50 or so feet. Walls seem to be made of a very dirty cinder block material, as it just kind of seems to be very unused in more recent times. And with that, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back about 10-15 minutes. The music you are listening to is from tabletopaudio.com. So, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back soon. And we're back. The party had just discovered a hidden passageway by putting 2 magical torches inside of a couple holes they found on some pillars. So, Elred, being the closest to it, what would the rest of you like to do?
Anna's gonna look over at Elred and say, I think it may have been Jacob shoving the torches into the little holes in the wall that opened the door, not you pounding on the wall like a buffoon.
There's no proof for that. I hit the wall, it opened, put 2 and 2 together. It's obviously 5. Let's go.
Anna's gonna shake her head and just walk through the passage.
He's gonna walk in there confident that he was the one that did it.
Okay. As confident as he can be. Actually, just a second here. Having some technical difficulties, not sure why. You guys start to make your way into the little hidden passageway there. There we go. Seems to go down for a pretty long time. You're 300 feet, still not seeing the end. It's just continuously kind of going straight for quite a ways. About another 300 feet forward, you see it kind of veer off to the right a little bit, which would be heading towards the backside of the mansion there. And then it starts to decline a little bit. So you start to go down probably 200-300 feet, same environment where you've got the mossy, dirty brick on each side of you. Your footsteps seem to echo down this hallway and reverberate back as each one of you takes a step. And you keep going further and further down. It seems like you've been traveling for a couple miles. And you finally get to kind of like an opening, kind of an enclosure type area where it seems to be pretty dark. You see 2 torches, one on the back left-hand side, one on the back right-hand side. Seems to be probably about 100 feet away from you guys. Those of you without dark vision are having a little bit more difficult of a time seeing, so Elrid and Neptune have a little bit more difficulties. So, what do you guys want to do? Seems to have dead-ended here.
Anna's gonna look over at Jacob and say, well, any more bright ideas?
What all did I see in here again?
So, just initially looking around, you see a couple torches on the wall, but that's really about it. The room itself seems to be pretty empty.
Did was Anna asking me? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
She
Yes,
said
if
to
I-
Jacob.
Okay.
If you guys want to look around a little bit more, go ahead and give me investigation checks.
All right. A
Oof.
20.
That's
Why?
a 7.
7.
That's a 7.
I think D&D Beyond has loaded dice.
It does. And Elrid, are you looking around at all?
Can't see anything. There's no point.
Okay. So, Jacob and Anna looking pretty thoroughly at the room. Mostly Jacob, as Anna's still having a little bit of difficulties trying to figure out what a corner of a wall is. Jacob, you notice some carvings in the center of this room that seem to stretch to each corner of the wall. Well, not each corner, the center of each wall. In a perfect circle. And it seems to have runes kind of carved in around the outer edge of this circle, with lines leading from about 30 degrees, so little evenly spaced throughout the entire circle that lead directly to the center of the carving in the middle, as well as pooled up blood in the center of this circle at the bottom.
Do I understand what any of the runes mean or anything like that?
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
13.
13. The runes really aren't too clear to you. You've never seen this kind of runic engraving before. Based off of the amount of pooled blood in the center, you can make the assumption that this is probably some kind of sacrificial chamber of sorts.
Anna, there's some runes around here. If you want to come take a look at them?
Anna's gonna walk over and see if she recognizes any of the runes.
So looking at the runes, just kind of looking at a couple of them more in depth, the feeling of this room kind of gives off that same aura that you guys felt while you were in the 7th hideout underneath Granite, where people are being sacrificed in order to teleport to set locations.
Is Elwood able to see in this room?
Not well. You can kind of make out the silhouettes of Anna and Jacob kind of standing in the center of the room.
Elwood's gonna light another torch.
Okay.
So that he can look around.
Okay. Is there anything specific you're looking at? Are you going to walk up to them, or which plan?
Look, don't know what's in the room yet, so he's gonna probably just get to the point where he can make out the same things that they're seeing.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me an investigation.
$18.
looking around, you see pretty similar things. You see that circle that stretches across the entire width and height of the room. Not height. Yeah, width and height. Yeah. Touching each wall along the center point, as this room seems to be a perfect cube. You see the runes engraved along the outside of the circle that's carved in the center, as well as the lines leading from the outside to the center point. And the pooled blood, and you can make the same assumption that this is probably one of the teleportation circles that was used in the 7th hideout, just the other end of it.
Okay. Just gonna look around to the others. Kind of looks like a sacrificial chamber. And then continue to investigate to see if I see anything else, anything that might be cause for concern, any tracks or anything that might tell me that someone has been here recently.
Okay, just go ahead and give me a survival check for that.
16.
Okay. You do see some footsteps in the pooled blood. Seems to be probably about a size 10, 11, based off of our current sizing standards.
So with Anna's, unique background, is she able to tell how old this blood is?
You can make the assumption it's probably 2-3 hours old.
This blood doesn't appear to be very old. I'd say 2, maybe 3 hours at most.
So if someone's been here recently, more accurately, it looks like someone may have been sacrificed here.
Seems that way.
We should probably move forward, see if there's anything else that we can find.
Alright, Anna's gonna move forward and see if there's anything else she can find.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me another investigation for that. Anna?
Sorry, for some reason I thought you were not talking to me. So that's 19.
Okay. Looking around the room, there doesn't really seem to be much else in this room. There's just a lot of pooled up blood. In the corner, you kind of notice a couple piles of bones where the people that were sacrificed were stripped of all their flesh and their blood and just kind of discarded.
Is Chaston with us?
He's standing in the room.
Okay. Anna's
Can't
gonna
see, but yeah.
Anna's gonna gesture to him and say, Chaston, would you like to perform the last rites for these?
He just kind of nods and makes his way over there and starts his last rites ritual as he just kind of kneels down. So. Neptune, go ahead and just give me a general intelligence check real quick.
Okay. 16.
Okay. With the information that Lee provided you about the different cults and the various details, and what you've seen in the Cult of the Seventh and their home base, you can make the assumption that the circles are not just tied to one location. These are probably tied to multiple bases of operations for these different sections of the cults. Seeing as how you don't see that same layout that you saw on the 7th, you can probably make the assumption that this is not the primary base of the 4th, but this is one of the more heavily used areas. Because you don't see a teleportation to each individual base like you did there in the 7th. So
we're not even here with the head of the snake, basically.
yeah. And everybody else go ahead and give me a perception check.
Mine is a 25.
25.
25 as
16.
well.
We perceptive.
Man, I wish I was proficient.
Yeah, my perception mod is plus 12.
Okay. So, with the perception checks that you guys have, you guys hear footsteps making their way down the hallway. That you guys
I
came
put
from,
my
because
hood up.
that's the only way you can come from. Okay.
Does Albert hear it too?
Yes.
So Anna, because she hears this, is going to immediately warn everyone. Quietly.
Okay.
Albert's gonna have his sword out, ready to go. Trying to be somewhat sneaky. He's gonna put his torch out.
Okay. So we've got the invisible man. We've got Anna pulling out her weapon. We've got Elrid putting his torch out, and we have invisible man. So, Neptune, are you doing anything specifically?
Not specifically, no, I don't believe. I heard footsteps, so just trying to keep to the shadows.
Okay. Alright, getting the map set up here real quick to give you guys a quick demonstration, so to speak. So, as you guys kind of wait, the footsteps start to get louder and louder. As you're all kind of pinpointed in the center, the room being pretty dark in nature. Aside from the two torches, one where Traston is kind of hunched over in the corner, still performing the last rites. You all see two individuals kind of step out into the room, along with a third one who seems to be led around by these two. Definitely look to be cultish individuals. Both of them have hoods up above their head and just kind of focusing on the task at hand, so to speak. They don't seem to have noticed you at the moment.
I want to go to stab one in the neck.
Okay, go ahead and just give me a stealth check as they're progressively moving forward.
17.
17. Okay. So, you're going to... Which one are you looking at? One of them seems to be a little bit more in charge, so to speak. They've got much more immaculate robes, more stitchings, and they've actually got a symbol engraved in gold on the front of their cloak there with the symbol of the fourth.
Yeah, let's go for that, dude.
Okay. I wish I had my dice on me. Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack. Anybody else doing anything in the same instance that Leo's doing this?
Yeah, Anna is going to pull her gun out
Okay.
in front, and she's going to aim it at whichever one is closest.
They're both about the same distance, so you can take your pick.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. The one on the right.
Okay.
Elred
Go.
still can't see with him, especially with him extinguishing his torch.
Yep.
So he's probably not going to make any move on them right now.
I rolled a 28, by the way.
Okay. That obviously will hit.
It's a crit, right?
Considering it's surprise this time, yes.
Okay.
He critted on him. Man, he just critted on him.
And I
That'll be
do play
16.
surprise. Okay. 16 points of damage. It's already doubled.
Yep. Yep.
And I do play surprise rounds a little bit different than you did last time, so we'll go over that as it comes up. So, Anna, yours was a what?
To hit, it is a 16.
That does not hit.
Oh, shoot. Wait, Daryl, 1 second. I gotta add more.
Yep.
Forgot to roll
Well,
a 2d6.
then I just got real loud for no dang reason.
The 2d6 for sneak attack, would that be doubled as well?
Yes. All dice are doubled
Dice.
on crit.
That's another 16 damage.
Okay.
Dang! Save some for the rest of us.
Okay, and the other guy. Elred not seeing anything. Are you gonna do anything even though you can't see anything? I mean, you can make out their silhouette from the back because they've got the light facing them. Or facing their backs.
Knowing that they've that the other party members have started moving towards him, I don't want him to take a chance and hit one of them. So he's probably just gonna sit and wait.
Okay. And Neptune, any action that you would like to do?
How far am I?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. About 40 from the big guy, about 45 from the little guy.
There is still darkness.
Yes. It's very
so I
dimly
can
lit.
shadow step.
Yes.
I'll shadow step behind the one that Jacob hit and attack it.
Okay. So you yeet yourself over there.
So I have advantage on the first roll due to the fact of shadow step.
Yep.
That'd be 22, 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Not very much. What is it? I think I'd have it memorized by now. Be 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay. And with that, everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
I gotta stop using D&D Beyond, bro. I rolled a nat 20, so 24.
Okay.
15.
19.
And Neptune.
20.
Okay, so it looks like Jacob, you are first.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and use a bonus action to ignite my flame tongue dagger.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at the one I already stabbed.
Okay. So you will get sneak attack because you will have advantage due to flanking.
So I will get that.
Yes, you will get your 2 additional d6.
That's a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
So 15 damage.
15 damage. Okay.
Wait, I gotta add another 2d6, sorry, for the flame.
Okay.
8 more.
15 plus 8 is 23 points of damage. Okay. First attack.
I think that's it. I don't think I can do anything else.
You do get 2 attacks.
I do?
Yes.
Oh.
As
The
well as
second
your
one
key points.
Oh.
I mean, you have extra attack because of monk, right?
Yeah, he's 4 into rogue and 6 into monk. I think similar to you.
Huh. It's almost an echo in here.
My echo's not summoned.
Speaking of echoes,
So I'll hit him with my flame tongue dagger again.
Okay.
Is that still advantage?
Yeah, because of flanking. But you will not get sneak attack. It's only 1 attack per round.
Okay. 17 to hit.
That just misses.
Okay.
now if you start sprouting water power, we
So you still have movement if there's anything or anywhere you would like to go.
Yeah, that's it. I'll just stay where I am.
Okay. That will take it to cult member number 1. He is going to unleash a 6th level lightning bolt at Elrid. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
What did he even fucking do?
He a big boy.
are you wearing metal in any kind?
No. Yes. No.
How about that lightning rod of a sword of yours?
Your sword does indeed glow in the dark a little bit.
So, Elwood sees us coming.
Yes. You're facing him as this lightning bolt is just jetting out of his fingers.
Okay. $23.
That does save. So let me go ahead and get the damages.
All these people right up next to them. Elwood crouched in a corner over there waiting. They attack him, because that's a logical choice somehow.
Yes.
So that is 27, then halved to 13 points of lightning damage.
Bitch damage.
And then he's going to turn over to Neptune and launch a firebolt right into his mouth from close range.
A spicy meatball.
So that is a 22 to hit.
It would hit.
Alrighty, for
I should be able to use deflect missiles.
17 points of fire damage.
Meow.
And that will take it up to Neptune, the cultist member turns around and faces you as he just kind of sticks that fireball in your firebolt into your mouth. What do you want to do?
He's
Said
gonna
it's-
get stabbed.
F2.
Okay. You're gonna just stab him right there.
It's the one to my left.
It's the one directly above you on the map.
And that's the one we've been kicking.
Yes, that's the one Leo has been stabbing in the mouth as well as getting shot at.
So if I moved in between them,
Yep.
could I get flanking if I go just a little bit without leaving their squares?
I'd say you
'Cause
can get
technically I'm
to right about
Still
there.
in their threatened squares.
In technicality, yes, I would say you could spin around to about right there and still get the flanking bonus.
Okay. First attack. Be 28.
28 to
28
hit
to-
with what
yeah.
weapon?
Whisper.
Okay. And is there a specific spot you're aiming for? Or how do you want to stab them?
I don't know exactly. I guess I kind of go for center mass, in my opinion.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Six. 22.
22 points of damage. Alrighty. As you kind of take a deep slash right into his chest area, kind of opening up the robe a little bit to reveal this ripped individual. Seems to be a muscle wizard that likes to throw magic. Oh, next attack.
So I'm going to attack with my gauntlets this time.
Okay.
Be 19 to hit.
Just hits.
So it's 10 thunder damage and 7 regular damage.
Total of 17 points of damage. Okay, so still looking alright. As you reel back with your fist and kind of give him a good old punch right to the sternum, you see the electricity flow off your gauntlets and make contact with his skin as it kind of looks like it's left a little bit of a burn mark right into that center mass there.
Okay. When I also hit with my unarmed strike, I went to try to. I'm gonna try and stun him to
Okay.
cause a spend a key point for it as well.
Okay. That is a 19.
He would save.
Okay, so he seems to
Seeing that he's
be
not
alright.
stunned, I will take a key point and take the dodge action as my bonus action.
Okay.
And that shall be it.
Okay, and that will take it up to Elrid after getting struck by lightning. What do you want to do?
He's gonna go straight for the one that shot him with lightning.
Okay.
He's
So-
gonna. So first he's gonna summon his echo.
Yep.
So he's gonna put it right next to him,
Okay.
and then he's just gonna go for. A swing on him. Let's see.
Alright, go ahead and give me an attack. And your rage has dropped since you used it in the
Yep,
bout
it's-
with
It's
Jacob there.
long gone. Alright,
Correct.
So that is going to be 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright.
And do you remember which gem was in your pommel?
Fire. Ruby. And there's going to be 22 points of damage. 8 fire.
22 plus 8, or 22 total with 8 being fire. Okay.
And then I'm going to go for a second swing. Gonna do. We go reckless attack.
Okay. Roll with
So-
advantage.
Yep.
Well,
And then
you're not raging, so you can't do reckless. I believe raging is reckless, isn't it?
don't believe so. Nope, that's you're thinking.
Nope, you're right,
thinking
you're
of-
right.
You're thinking of frenzy.
You're right.
Which, yeah. And then I'm gonna do Great Weapon Master for that attack.
Okay. Advantage -5 plus 10 damage.
Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. And all right, 35 points of damage. 7 of that is fire.
Alright, as you unleash your second attack, as he just kind of erupts in flames a little bit, kind of burning off the hood of his cloak, revealing a very hollowed out face, very sunken in, seems to have a long but stringy beard, and the top of his head is completely bald, with these big bushy white eyebrows. Almost looks dead inside and on the outside.
Okay. Elrod's gonna go for another hit, seeing him like that. He's gonna go, die, you undead bastard! And then you're just gonna see him use Unleash Incarnation.
Okay.
Great Web Master, Frenzy, or not.
Reckless.
Not Frenzy. You see, now you got me screwed up.
Reckless, great weapon master.
Great Weapon Master. Okay, that is gonna be 20 to hit.
22 hit will hit.
Okay, so 31 points of damage.
Okay. As you were just
7 of that fire as well.
Yep, as you're just completely massacring this poor, almost seemingly undead man who seems to have a lot of muscle mass below, but his face is just completely sunk in. He seems to still be doing alright, looking a little rough, but still looking pretty good. Like he could probably throw another lightning bolt at you.
Okay.
So, is there anything else you want to do? Okay. That takes it up to Anna.
Alright, which one is closest to Anna? Which color on the map?
They're still about the same distance, neither one of them have moved as of yet.
Alright, so Anna's gonna decide to try and take a shot at whichever one hit Elrid with the lightning bolt.
That will be the
Is she-
one in between everybody right here, the dark or the slightly lighter color in between the blue, green, and orange.
Okay, but what's the actual color? The slightly lighter color doesn't tell me anything. Is it the
It's-
green one, the blue one, the red one, the orange one, or the black
Slightly darker red than yours.
one? Okay.
It's lighter than black, which is signifying enemy.
And then she's gonna use what is Great Weapon Master for the shooties?
Sharpshooter.
That. Thank you.
Got -5 on the attack roll
So that's a 23.
with the -5.
Yes.
That will hit. No.
No.
So 18.
Yeah.
Just hits.
Okay. And then that's 8 points of damage from the dice. And how much is Sharpshooter again?
Adds 10.
So that's 18 points of damage for her first attack.
Okay.
And she's gonna use sharpshooter again, and that is a natural 20.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 21, doubled is 42, plus 10, so that's 52 points of damage for the second attack.
Where are you aiming on the poor man?
She's aiming for center mass.
Okay. Using
She's trying to blow a buckshot through his innards.
using Neptune's slightly charred area where he punched him right in the sternum, you managed to shoot right in between Elred's Echo and Neptune as he just kind of turns, reeling back from Elred's attack, and you hit him right in that burn mark, making about a 2-inch hole right in the middle of his sternum. The bullet doesn't seem to have passed completely through him, but you can definitely tell that there's blood gushing out of that wound where you kind of shot him.
Yeah. Is he still alive?
He is still alive. He's looking pretty rough.
Okay. She's gonna use her bonus action
Okay.
to shoot the firebolt. And that's a 19 to hit.
19 will hit. We're using sharpshooter, though.
No.
Okay.
No.
Or wait, firebolt. Never mind. You can't use sharpshooter on firebolt. I'm okay.
I was like, I can?
No. Remember.
I did it, but like I could.
Remember, firebolt. Yes, 19 will hit.
Alright, so it's 6 points of fire damage.
Okay. Still seems to be standing as the
midsection.
firebolt hits him right in the chest, but seems to have kind of seared the wound a little bit and kind of burnt the blood into his skin as the heat from the firebolt just kind of burnt his skin even further after the lightning strike from Neptune's fist. So,
And then she's gonna use her movement to move a little bit closer to where they are, maybe 10 feet.
okay, 5, 10. Okay. Traston is still gonna be performing his last rites ritual over in the corner, seemingly understanding that you guys can take care of it even with all the noise in the background. Okay, so cult member number 2. He is going to try to move out of range of Neptune's fists, giving him an attack of opportunity. Neptune stepped away for just a moment.
Okay.
Or are you back?
I just got back. Literally
Okay.
walking back to the computer.
When you get there, go ahead and roll an attack on the other cult member.
With Whisper, be a 22.
That will hit. So go ahead and just roll damage. It's not sneak attack, it's not anything like that.
That's fine. Technically, could I throw it at him?
Not as a reaction.
I just thought it'd be funny. You can't get away from me. Anyway. 5 plus 7. Math is hard. 12.
12 points of damage as he is trying to narrowly escape you, giving him a tiny boo-boo. You manage to kind of catch him on the top of the right arm as he's turning to run, essentially, away from you guys.
Okay.
As he gets pretty decently far away, he's going to cast a level 5 fireball centered on Neptune. So I will need Neptune and Jacob to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
What does dodge do? I think dodge
believe-
does something.
As much as I don't want to impose this on myself, wouldn't I be included in that fireball?
Technically, it's not targeting you, so he would automatically fail the save, I believe, doesn't the Echo? I vaguely remember us reading that somewhere.
The Echo's over there. No, wait, you're right. My Echo's the one that's out next to them. Never mind.
Right.
It's hard to tell because there's just 2 green dots.
It's
Yeah.
back and forth on Echo.
I've been trying to figure out the proper
27.
Some
color.
say it doesn't affect
Yeah,
him at all.
you
some
can't
say it
affect the
does.
Echo. Yeah, that's right. Because he ain't a
So-
creature.
You said 27 for you, Jacob?
Yes.
Okay. And then,
I'm double checking what dodge does.
yes, I was
I
looking
don't
that
think
up
that
as well.
lets us dodge it though.
You make a dexterity saving throw with advantage.
Yeah.
That'd be a 20.
Okay, so you both do succeed. The cultish individual there is going to burn a legendary action to completely negate the damage that he would be dealt by this fireball. As you guys will take, hit the button here. 37 and then halved to 18 points of fire damage apiece.
Yikes.
And then he's going to use his bonus action to go ahead and fire a firebolt at Neptune since he is the closest one, which would be a 17 to hit.
At disadvantage.
For
Dodge.
I'll have to look that up later, but we'll rule it that way for now. That is a 15 to hit.
It's not a hit.
Okay. As the firebolt just kind of goes right over your shoulder and kind of explodes on the back wall over there. Okay. So that will take it back up to Jacob.
Alright. I'll go ahead and I'll hit the big boy with the flame tongue dagger again.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that attack roll.
22 to hit.
That does hit.
Is that sneak?
Yes, you still have flanking due to Neptune being within the 5 feet of the target.
It'll be 20 damage.
Okay. And is that with the D6 and the sneak attack?
Yes.
Okay.
And the d6 from my flame tongue dagger.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and do a stunning strike on him.
Okay. So con save for him. Natural 1.
He does not save.
Okay, so he has been stunned until the beginning of your next turn.
At the end of my next turn.
Yep.
So I'll hit him with my flame tongue dagger again.
Okay. And you have advantage on the roll. 1 due to flanking and 2 due to him being stunned.
That'll be 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
Alright, so 8 piercing damage and then 6 flame damage.
Total of 14 damage. Okay. Still seems to be kicking. Looking pretty rough. Burns kind of covering his entire torso just from the sheer amount of fire damage that he's been hit with.
I'm gonna go ahead and move back away from him.
Okay. How far?
About 15 feet.
15. I accidentally opened Premiere, so take me a second, but... Okay. So you've moved further back, and that's actions. You do anything with your bonus action?
Did not realize I still had that, but no.
Okay. So that will take it up to, I believe... Yep, Cultish 1, who is stunned and for a good bit of time, just kind of laying on the ground, kind of writhing in pain as Neptune begins his turn. So, Neptune.
Sorry, I was busy for a second. So the one in front of me is stunned, right?
Yes, he is stunned on the ground. You have advantage.
Let's get this done and over with, I guess. Well, 19 on the die, plus 11.
19, so 30 to hit.
30 to hit.
I mean,
Does it hit?
It
Does it hit?
hits.
I don't know if it hits. Ooh. Not the best to roll. That would be 15 points of damage.
Alright, so how do you want to do this?
I mean, he's technically stunned while standing up, right? It's not really prone.
No, he's just kind of standing there and kind of
I guess I
moving
would
back and forth.
kind of like sweep his feet and then drag my dagger down.
Okay, so as you go in for the killing blow, kind of dropping to your hands and feet and doing a kick right at his legs as you stand back up and take your dagger in the back of your hand, using the other hand as a kind of forceful mechanism as you just jam your dagger right into the chin of this cultist as he kind of falls flat to the ground, lifeless, bleeding profusely from his neck and chin area.
Yay.
So he is down. You still have another attack as well as your bonus action.
How far is this guy from us?
He is roughly 20 feet away from you.
So would he be technically 25 feet away from me?
It'll take you 20 feet to get to him to hit him. So, yes, he would be 20 feet away. 25 feet.
So I move 5 feet and throw my dagger as I'm kind of moving.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack. And which dagger are you throwing?
Whisper.
Okay.
It'd be a 30 to hit.
Again, will hit.
Dang it, I wish I crit on 19s. Wouldn't that be nice?
Could have subclassed into fighter.
Champion fighter. So then I would merge with the dagger and end up in an adjacent square of the target. So
Okay.
in front of it or whatever.
Ooh.
And it only does d6. Whole whopping 8. I
8
rolled a
points of
1.
damage. Okay.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to insightful fighting, just so that way I can guarantee my sneak attack.
I believe that's
Deception
contested
versus
against...
my insight.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm rolling a lot of 19s.
Yep.
That's
You succeed.
a 32.
Yeah, you succeed.
Okay. Guess we're ready to go.
Okay. As Neptune throws his dagger at the remaining cultist and disappears and reappears as the dagger makes impact with this individual. And then questions that individual's existence. That'll take us up to Elrid. Your echo's about 30 feet away.
All right, I'm gonna move my echo up to him.
Okay. Is there a
And,
specific side you want to go to?
Just to his left. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He's facing that direction. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Alright. And I'm going to, rage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hit him very hard.
Reckless, great weapon.
Yes, reckless great weapon.
Okay.
Okay. So first advantage, it was 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. 25 points of damage, 3 being fire.
Okay.
And second attack, reckless great weapon master.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. With rage, I think it's increased by
+2. I believe is what you said last time.
+2 damage. Yep.
'Kay.
So 27 total.
Yep.
And then with second attack, reckless great weapon master. First one. I don't think the second one's gonna hit. 16.
Just hits.
Oh. And then 30 points of damage, 32 points of damage, 7 being fire.
Okay, as you reel back your second attack and hitting him right across the chest, as this one reveals a complete skeletal structure. This one doesn't seem to have any flesh or bone, or well, it's only bone. There's no flesh, there's no blood, nothing. Just, you see a rib cage.
Okay. Some undead fellas. And then that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. That will take it up to Anna. You're about 5, 10, 15, about 20 feet away as well.
Okay, so how many are there still?
There is one left.
And what color is he?
He's the black dot.
Alright. Let me get the Widowmaker out.
You have fired 3 shots, so you have 2 more
Yes.
remaining before reload.
Alright, that's a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And that's 16 points of damage from that one.
Okay, are you aiming anywhere specific on him?
Center mass.
Okay.
And then second one, I'm gonna do the great weapon thingy-majigger. Sharpshooter.
Okay.
And was a 27 to hit, so 22.
That will hit.
Yeah, it will. And that is 18 points of damage, so 28.
Okay.
How's he looking?
He ain't looking great as your bullets kind of hit him in between the chest here. You start to notice that this doesn't seem to have any flesh on it as well. You manage to pick off a couple of his ribs as you just kind of see him kind of shatter and fall through the robe directly to the ground.
Okay, she's gonna use her bonus action to, little firebolt. Oh, that's a 13. That's not gonna hit.
That does not hit.
Alright, she's gonna use her movement to get closer.
How close you getting?
How many feet is it between he and I? The map's kind of
20.
small for me. Alright, yeah, she's gonna use all her movement. She's gonna get right up in his face.
Okay.
And that's where I'll end my turn.
Okay. So, taking it up to the cultist. He is going to cast a level 6 fireball centered on himself in the attempt to take out the few individuals that are standing next to him. So I will need each one of you to give me a dexterity saving throw except Elrid. So Neptune and Anna.
23.
22.
Okay. You both succeed. That is 37 on die, so 18 fire damage to each of you.
Sounds like an echo.
And then as his bonus action, he is going to send a firebolt at Anna. So,
Bring it, puny man.
Puny Man's got some damages. That is a 26 to hit. Which I know hits.
Yeah, that hit.
For 20 points of fire damage right to the dome. And as he casted his fireball, you saw his cloak just completely burn away. As he has completely revealed a skeletal structure. Seems to be probably an elven skeletal being, so to speak. Got a lot of the features that signify that this was an elf in a past life.
Well, puny man done brought it.
So that will take it up to Jakob.
Alright, I'll move over to the black boy.
Okay.
Oh.
5, 30, 35. How much feet of movement do you have?
35.
45.
35.
You have 35?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can't quite make it there. You're about 10
Right.
feet out.
Where am I getting extra 10?
Race.
No.
So
What to
you can
do?
get about 10 feet away. Unless you use
Really?
your action to dash.
Were there any shadows over by him?
Yeah, the whole room is pretty dimly lit, so you could shadow step rather than move.
Yeah, let's shadow step over there.
Okay.
Poof.
As a bonus action, so
I'll go ahead and hit him with my dagger of venom this time.
okay. And I believe that dagger makes you use a bonus action to trigger its effect.
It's an action.
So I will say if you want to use the poison piece of it, you can use one of your attacks to do so. Otherwise, you can just attack with it normally as a dagger.
I'll just attack normally this time.
Okay.
19 to hit.
That will hit.
9 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Ooh. Is this one the skeleton?
This is the skeleton.
I just want to stab him through the spine.
Okay. Knowing exactly where his vitals, so to speak, are now that the cloak has been burned away, you see exactly the 12th and 13th vertebrae where you stick your dagger right in between the two and twist in a violent motion as the skeleton just kind of piecingly falls apart, starting with the legs as you see each bone kind of fall down, kind of like a Jenga tower when you pull the wrong piece out and just kind of crumbles to the ground. As he lays motionless. So, what do you guys want to do now that the threat is seemingly eliminated?
I want to search the big bad boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm searching bodies. Whichever one Jacob isn't moving towards. I'm gonna thoroughly investigate, see if he's got anything of value on him, or anything, maybe like orders from someone else written down.
Okay. Investigation checks for both of you.
We're
Elrid or
basically
Neptune.
just grave robbers at this point.
Elwood's gonna take a look too.
Which one?
Yes.
Big
The
guy, little
bigger
guy.
one.
Okay.
Bigger one.
Finally,
Keep an alert out. Make sure nobody's sneaking up on us.
I finally got a good investigation check. It was 21.
Okay.
My
17.
investigation check was legal.
19.
17, 19, 21. Neptune, just give me a perception check.
It's 5 plus 8. 13.
13. Okay. So, start with Anna, as she is investigating the skeletal creature that they kind of burnt away. Looking closer at the bones of the skeleton, right on the forehead, you see the symbol kind of etched in to the bone of the third. There are 3 vertical lines run right down the center of the skull between the 2 eyebrow points. The light that was kind of emanating, the dim red light that was near the eye socket, seems to have faded away as the skeleton has crumbled apart, but he doesn't seem to be carrying much of anything, as it was probably burnt away inside the robes when he tried to suicide bomb himself in order to take you guys out. But you do recognize the symbol etched into his forehead. Elrid and Jacob, investigating the big guy, kind of thoroughly going over his pockets to see if there's anything of worth. You don't find much of anything along the lines of instructions as to what he was doing down here. You do find a note to take the prisoner that they were leading into the sacrificial chamber to go back to the other hideout. Based off of the other cult member that was along for the ride, you can make the assumption that this circle probably goes to the third. One of their bases.
Anna's gonna look over at the prisoner
Mhm.
and say, "You're safe now."
He just seems to kind of be cowering in the corner, kind of in the fetal position, just kind of waiting to see what happens.
Can you tell us how you got down here?
They captured me and drug me down here. I used to be the gunsmith up top.
You were?
I was, and then I've been drugged down here.
If we promise to get you out of here safely, will you provide me with more bullets and possibly a better gunsmith?
I can give you some discounts, but I can't give it away for free, as I have had, don't know if they're still around, a family.
Yeah, we'll definitely help you. If you can lead us back the way that they brought you, we can go to your shop, and then we'll send you on your way and we'll go try and take them out.
I would very much appreciate that.
All right, lead the way.
I don't know how I got here.
I was hoping that you might have a general idea of how you got down here.
Not a clue. They basically knocked me out and imprisoned me.
Do I notice any cuts or any bleeding on him?
We'll say just giving a quick glance over his body, you can definitely see some marks on his back that seem to be pretty fresh. Some of them are still bleeding. it looks like there may be an infection starting to spread, as the wounds have not been taken care of properly.
Anna's gonna tell him that she wants to dress his wounds. And then she's going to whisper over to Elred and say, can you see if you can find the blood trail?
I can certainly take a look and try to track it down.
And Jacob, are you doing anything?
I'm just putting my hood down.
Okay.
Anna's also gonna take this time, if she has one, to pop a health potion.
Yeah, you've got time to do that.
Jacob's gonna ask if anyone has a health potion he could use.
I only have... Actually, yeah. Anna's gonna hand him a potion of healing that's greater.
Okay.
So that's 4d4 plus 4.
Okay.
And then Anna's actually going to forego using a health potion, and she's going to use a potion of healing superior on the gunsmith as like a show of good faith.
Okay.
And that's 8d. Actually, swap that. I'm going to give the greater one to the gunsmith, and I'm going to give the superior one to... I guess you're like her adopted child now, Jacob. She's like 150 years old. She's an elf. She a old biddy.
How much is the superior?
It is 8d4 plus 8. And then I'm assuming dressing his wounds is just going to be a medicine check.
Do you have anything to dress the wounds with?
I would assume I've got some type of cloth in my bag.
I believe the only cloth you have is that of the 9, the robes of the 9.
I'm just gonna rip those up and try to fashion bandages out of them.
Okay.
Is it a medicine check?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a medicine check.
Alright, that's a 16.
Okay. With the health potion and the makeshift bandages from the silk robes that you have found in your previous ventures, you managed to kind of at least cover the wounds to prevent anything from getting into them. Some of them seem to have healed up, some of the less deep ones, after taking the health potion, so he's definitely looking a little better. Still in pretty rough shape in comparison, though.
She's gonna give him some of her rations for the day.
Okay.
And go over and talk to Elred and see if if he's found anything along the lines of like the blood trail from his wounds.
Go ahead and give me a survival check, Elred.
Mm-hmm.
Anna's also gonna look for those.
Okay.
22.
Survival check as well. Okay. So, kind of following the way he came, it looks
Anna's
like...
is a 26.
Okay. So, kind of following the blood trail, but staying pretty close. I mean, there's only one way into this area, and that's through that secret passageway. So, it basically leads back through the way you came, and without going all the way back to the throne room itself, I mean, it's only in the secret passage right now. How far back are you guys wanting to go? Because it could take some time to travel all the way back and then all the way forward.
As we get further down, I just feel like we may want to hold off on this until we get them out to safety. It says to Anna.
What says to Anna?
I said we may want to hold off on this until we get them to safety.
Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna need more ammunition. So I think it's best to try and get him back out of here. We can get to his shop. Maybe he's got some supplies there that we can use to try and aid us in hunting down the dude whose name escapes me.
Sidolphus.
I was really about to say sarcophagus, and I was like, that's not right.
It's a dolphin.
Sarcophagus? Now that we've concluded our dolphin sounds for this evening.
We are all so stupid.
We
Okay.
really are.
I'll leave it up to you, Anna. Whatever you feel is best in the situation. As long as I'm not next to that Jacob guy.
Oh, leave him alone. You were rough around the edges when we first met you two.
Just looks over. Looks back. No.
You still are.
No.
Why don't you go pound on the wall some more?
No.
I was waiting for you to be like, and that'll do.
That'll
Big
do.
sconce.
That'll do.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Okay, so
Alright, Anna's gonna go talk to Neptune and Traston and just say, like, this is basically my idea. I think it's a good idea. I want more guns. I want more gunpowder. Let's go.
More guns, more guns, more guns.
Well, yeah, in D&D, they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the problem is that we lose the element of there not being as many guards in the area at this particular time.
Right, but if they send more guards out to watch,
That
and we
means
come
you have to
back
use more
with more-
ammo that you can
and
run
we
out
have more
faster.
guns, then we kill them, and then there are less that we have to kill eventually
And
anyways.
there's less ammo.
No, because I'm gonna go buy more.
no, it depends
then
on
you use it
how
all.
many you have to shoot first.
If
I
50
mean, you-
guards show up and you only have enough to take care of 25,
Oh, speaking of which, that reminds me, while they're not in combat, she's going to reload.
Okay.
Denasi, you can stay here if you'd like.
it's not the
So-
fact that I need to stay here. I just feel that we have an advantage right now.
For a timing
Be
perspective, it took you guys about an hour to get down to this chamber, just walking. So it'll probably take you an hour to get back, and if you guys go back to the city, that's probably about another half hour to get to the Thieves Guild. So
See, it's not even that much time.
you know that between the time of when the guard started their shift to their next shift is 6 hours from what before you entered into the tunnel. So
See,
you're
we
at about
have plenty of time. We'll just walk fast.
You're about 5 hours before the next shift. Walking back to the Thieves Guild, they'll be at about 3.5 hours. Getting the blacksmith to his smithing bench is probably going to be another 45 minutes to an hour. Him crafting
him
anything is probably going to be
make-
another hour or two.
That's a fast blacksmith.
He's very efficient in what he does, especially
And
if
we're
he's just
gonna
making
pay him
bullets.
very well.
Like, these are just estimates. If in the two heads of Neptune and Jacob as being pretty invested in the knowledge of how things are made. So, timing perspectives, a few guards aren't too much to handle if they staff the same amount of guards. You don't know. But in your ventures, you did not see Sidolphus, at least in your initial excavation of the building. So, up to you
Elred
guys.
already said whatever I want to do is fine, so it's already 2 against 1.
What does Jacob think?
Jacob has zero opinion.
Good.
Zero opinion.
That's how it should be.
Anna's the only one that's actually been nice to Jacob, so if he were to have an opinion, I would assume he would probably go along with her because she's like offered to feed him. She gave him a health potion. She made sure Elred didn't punch him in the face.
That's to be decided.
Why do I feel like Anna and Elrid are eventually just gonna like wrestle? Like it's gonna come to a head, and they're both just gonna be like, "All right, that's it." And they just take off the armor and just like punch it out. I feel like Anna already low-key wants to do that.
So, have you guys
We
decided?
have to get him out of here. He's wounded. There's no way that he's going to be able to survive an attack from the guards, and we can't guarantee his safety. He's an innocent. We need to save him and get him out of here.
We know that they will never enter that one room, ever.
No, we don't know that. That's where they sacrifice, which means that...
No. The room that we came in through where the tunnel is. By no means necessary are they supposed to ever enter the room that they were told not to enter.
Right, but if they get it... That doesn't mean they're not gonna do it. They were told not to, but that doesn't mean they're not going to. Anna's gonna get aggravated with the conversation, and she's basically just gonna grab the gunsmith, put his arm over her shoulder, and start to try and follow the blood trail.
Okay.
Jacob will follow behind.
Okay. Preston reluctantly following as well, since there's nothing to do in this tiny cube of a room. And I assume Elrid and Neptune are going to follow behind as well, as it's just going to take time to get out of the tunnel anyway.
Yep.
So, as you guys start to make your way back out the tunnel to the royal chambers, takes a little bit of time, and you guys make it back to the royal chambers. Seemingly nobody in sight. The blood trail leading back into the court area where you guys initially came through, where the doors are still open. But the blood trail kind of goes into the room where Elder was smashing the boxes previously, and the study is on the other side. And that's where we'll pick up next week, with you guys deciding which way to go.
Alright.
So,
Times.
again, music brought to you by tabletopaudio.com.
Check out their shirts. They are so freaking soft.
I do enjoy those shirts. I
We
plan
can
on wearing it
post a
tomorrow.
link to it on our Twitter, so that way, if anybody's interested in supporting him, he makes copyright-free music for D&D sessions and all kinds of fun stuff. So make sure you check it out and get you a super soft shirt.
Yes, and don't forget to check out the previous sessions on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at @Grumgurs. We make periodic posts, at least to our schedule changes as life gets in the way sometimes. So, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Don't forget to head over and check out Critical Role, because that's where we're all going.
Thanks.
Thanks for
Yes.
watching.